Hi, you guys. So hopefully you can hear me. Okay, it was a little tricky. I was trying to get this video up, but I guess the video I won't use it. I'm just gonna talk and give you guys my opinion on the last episode of Ready to Love, the backup plan. Now, I think this backup plan stuff is when you really can tell that this show is made for TV, right? Because I agree with Joy, and Joy said this towards the end, as you know, because she turned, she was one of the women who was about to get eliminated, so Joy and Precious. And I do agree with her because now they're going to go into this whole thing where you're introducing people to your ex and your family and all that, which we were saying some of us last season that they really should cut the family. I think it's a little disrespectful to do that when you know this is not real to life. Um, of someone who's a potential for your child or your whatever your sibling or whomever. So I don't know. I don't really agree with the whole family thing. But so they were supposed to go on dates with their backup plan, and it was also on the women for elimination. Donovan just came in. He's a wild card, as they're calling them. And so he was on the most dates, I think. And obviously, he and Christina would need to try and catch up to get familiar with everyone on cast that's left anyway. Um, and so he was stating that he was making a connection with Sabrina. And so here's the thing, and it's the double standard of people looking at Demetrius a certain way when Sabrina is doing the same thing. Because I feel like she said, yeah, there's the opportunity for someone else to come in. So that means you now have three people that you are holding or wishing that you're going to be that person. And so, like I said, this is when this becomes about TV because she really should know who she strongly is who her one is, right? And I agree with Joy on that. We don't really need to play games beyond that at this point. I would agree with that statement because, like I said, they're getting ready to go into this whole best friends and exes and all that stuff. And why are you introducing to these people to that person and when you know that you're not interested in them, right? That's just the way I think. So I kind of agree with Joy when she made that statement, and I was kind of happy somebody finally kind of said that. Like, yeah, we at this point we should know. There's no reason to keep even though they're throwing these so-called wild cards in. You know, the wild cards, if they're not connecting with each other, then they probably that's who should get eliminated. That's how I would see it. I feel like Christina is she's strong for the next round of women to leave, right? I think that she even though she's doing this whole playing the game, like I said in my last video, she's playing the game as, hey, I'm into older guys, 17 years older than me. I mean, she's doing what she have to do to stay on the show, but I don't really think that I feel like there's a real connection there for her. And even with Wiley, if she didn't like Wiley, then I don't see you with any of these other people. And I honestly believe she has a connection with Demetrius or anyone else there. Now, and then when the guys got in the meeting, they were kind of all, everybody was kind of moving their choices around. And so it's hard to say. And I guess kind of like last season, how people kind of ended up, Paul and Sydney kind of, no one even knew how and when that happened. At least this, now they're a little better at showing us how things are unfolding. So it will make sense to us when we see these things. And so I do appreciate that part that they at least letting us know that these guys are still looking. Some of the women are still looking as well. And like I said in my last video, Laverne was putting everybody on the spot for a reason, whether you get that or not. He was putting them on the spot for a reason, not just for himself, but for other people there as well, because they were eyeing the same woman as their number ones. And so that's why he did that. And so people should know, like Joy said, you should know if you're swaying from what you said at that truth or dare, then that person should probably not trust it. And so I agree with her with that. I think that at the end of the day, if she's not eliminated because of her saying she's not trying to get to know anybody else, which, like she said, why are we still saying that at this point, right? If she's not there, if they're not trying to eliminate her the next time around for the women, I think she is going to end up in the top three with Clifton, because they are the only two that have been kind of solid. Even though Clifton is saying whatever, like, oh, I'll consider somebody else, he's been pretty solid in saying that she was his pick. And they could still get to know other people as long as they need to get to know other people. But I feel like they are going, if they're probably going to be one of the top three couples. I don't see it for Sabrina. I don't really know what to make of the Sabrina situation. And to my mind, when I was watching it, I said, oh, that's a double standard, because people are looking at Demetrius a certain way, but then people are also saying certain things about Tory. But she's also, still mingling as if, Donovan is really an option. And I'm like, well, if Donovan is an option, then how do you really feel about Demetrius, right? If Donovan is now can come in and sweep you off your feet, as she says. So I don't really know what to make of Sabrina. I think that we can see the flip flop that's about to go on. I don't know how. I think she is going to end up as one of the women, the three women at the bottom. But at the end of the show, I don't know why I always say the bottom, but at the end of the show, the three couples, I think she's going to end up as one of those women, but with who, I don't know. Uh, it's hard to say on that, because I think there's something to what Joy was saying to when she was saying to Demetrius, like, are you really into someone here? Um, because I don't think you are, or something to that effect that she said to him, that she was when he was during the elimination dinner. I think she said that for a reason, and I think there are some things going on that we are not seeing, and there's definitely a lot of talking going on, people telling stuff, and obviously taking things back, and which is going to lead me into the whole Eric and Dakia situation. Well, let me talk about Precious getting eliminated first. I think we all saw the Precious elimination coming. Some of it you could see it without really gonna get eliminated. Just like I felt Tory is gonna get eliminated. It's gonna be Paul or Tory, because they don't have any connections as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Christina is really a connection for Paul. I think that, like I said, she's saying enough to keep her name in these guys' mouth as an option. But now that it's coming down to it, they don't really. Oh, here's the video. They don't really. They don't really need her, right? I and I'm not trying to be mean with that, but she's coming in as a wild card. I feel like the people who are coming in as these wild cards are kind of some of the first to get eliminated, because they don't really have the connections that were already established. And I think that even though Sabrina, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what Sabrina is going to do. And it's going to really depend on what Sabrina is going to do, um, to me. And I don't really think that Christina rubbed Demetrius the right way. I think that he was rubbed the wrong way with some of the stuff that she was saying to him. The fact that he asked to go out on a date with her, after this lady put it all out there for you. I think that's the point that these women are trying to make. Like, this girl put it all, she put herself on the line with this other guy who thought he was her number one. Tory thought he was the number one. And so she put herself on the line for you, and you're still out here talking about you got to get to know people, right? And so I don't know. That's why I think Tory is going to get eliminated the next go around, because he has no other connections. He tried to do the whole Precious thing, and Precious was looking at him sideways, and and then he quickly gave her up as a person that he was okay with getting eliminated, right? So he was just trying to use her to for I guess for that to get back to Sabrina, because like I said, I think these people are talking and they're taking things back. Um, And I just thought it was pretty obvious that Precious is going to go. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Carmen in the comments, please, because I get the feeling that Carmen is just like Chrysanthemum. She's just kind of on the show, you know. She's kind of floating through the show. Like Chrysanthemum was kind of just there. She didn't really have, you didn't really see anything going on between her and any of the guys, but she's doing a lot of talking. Um, I understand she had a friendship with Eric outside of the show, but like I say every season, with these people who have friendships outside of the show, and that's kind of a part of their formula, I guess, because they always have people who knew somebody outside of the show. They would have dated then if that was what they really wanted, right? And I still stand by that. If Eric really wanted to date Carmen, he would have dated Carmen already, and vice versa. If she really wanted to date him, as she stated, she would have dated him already. So maybe she, in her mind, has her eye on someone else. I don't know who, but I think that she took back what Eric said about Takia because, obviously the episode had not aired. There was no way for Takia to know that he made that statement about her unless someone took that back to her. And so either Carmen took it back or she told one of the other ladies and they took that back to her. Of the picture, right? Because technically, Takia is not anyone else's number one, to my understanding. She and Clifton are saying they're okay with each other, but it's not a number one kind of feel. The Donovan thing. Donovan's just trying to see who, what, when, and where, child. He just there to me. He's just there. That's how I see him. Like I said, these wild cards are probably going to get eliminated at the end of the day. I would be surprised to see him there. And if he is there, then somebody just wanted him to stay there, right? And I mean outside of the cast. I'm speaking of production because obviously this is a TV show and they're going to decide who they want at the bottom and not the audience and not the people on the show. So if he's still there, then that's because they want him there. Um, so I don't know if who else Dakia will end up with because I don't think Clifton is going to leave Joy. Joy is pretty, she's pretty solid with him, and I don't think why go against that, right? If you really like her, why would you go against that to save someone else? But like I said, this is a TV show. We'll have to see how that works out. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I let me know what you guys think about all of this. I feel like Eric, that was kind of rude for him to say that as well. Like, why would you even fix your mouth to do that? Like, really pillow talking. And I don't really know that Carmen. I think Carmen is going to get eliminated when it's really going to come down to it. She's going to. I think. I don't really see her as one of the three women that's going to. I think it's going to be Ace, Joy, and Sabrina, and that's just my opinion. Now, I don't know, because he should feel some kind of way about her taking that back, because she's definitely trying to, play a game with that by breaking up Dakia and Eric, but he may feel a certain way about that at the end of the day, because I don't. Who's to say what nephew Tommy is going to say about all of this? I guess we'll have to wait and see next week. But yeah, that shouldn't get him any brownie points. The fact that he's taking stuff back to people, like I mean, she's taking stuff back to people, and he's saying stuff like that. Like, um, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Some people think that something else happened between them. I don't think anything else happened between them. I think that she either confronted him about what he said, or she just one of the other women went into her and told her, Eric said you tried to kiss him or whatever. Um, and so I would feel uncomfortable as well. Like if you're trying to say something like that, then you're saying that you didn't feel that as well. So now you're putting her in a position like she's trying to do something to you, right? So yeah, I agree with her. I would not want to deal with him anymore. But like I said, I don't see her as a number one for any of the other guys. Clifton, I think, is going to pick Joy at the end of the day, and who else? She went out with Donovan as well, but Donovan seems to like Sabrina. Um, So I don't know. This is like I said, when you realize it's a TV show. So I can't really say, but I think that Ace, because we're not hearing a lot from Ace, and I feel like we're not hearing from Ace because Ace is probably, she's in a solid position with someone. I think it's Laverne, and Laverne kind of said, he kind of hinted like, yeah, let's go on, you guys, and he was saying that for a reason. Like some of the stuff that he's doing it for a reason, and people are not picking up on why he's doing it. And then on top of that is all this conversation that people are floating around, and I think that's probably going to come out at the reunion. Let me know what you guys thought about the last episode. Who do you think is going to get eliminated on the guys' side next? Like I said, I think it's going to come Tory and Paul. I think they're going to come up next. Not, and if not Paul, then it's going to be Eric. And I'm trying to remember who. Oh, Carmen. I can't remember if Eric had another connection besides Carmen. Um, I don't know. But yeah, let me know who you guys think is going to get eliminated next from out of, on the guys' side, and what do you think of the last episode and what Joy had to say to Demetrius at the end about moving around with different people. But then as we were watching the show, we were seeing Sabrina doing the same thing, right? She's still kind of adding to her collection, right? If you will. She's kind of adding Pete Donovan in. Maybe she knows Tori is probably going to go. Um, because if she's not interested in Tori, she's not. And that's unfortunate for him that he went into that situation like that, um, and not really willing to get to know anyone else. Because he didn't get to try to get to know Precious until the last minute. And I think Precious picked up on all of that, and everyone saw how he responded to the whole truth or dare game as well. So everyone knows how he feels because, like I say, he wears his heart on his shoulder. So I don't know, on his sleeve. Excuse me. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.